Once again, because nobody asked, let's talk about my favorite movies of 2025. You'll notice, of course, I am not calling them the best movies of 2025. I'm saying my favorite. I mean, best, that's so subjective. One person's best is going to be very different from anybody else's, and who am I to say that mine are the best? Well, except for the War of the Worlds remake, everything was better than that. So again, it's not the best, it's my personal favorite movies of the year, and even then, that's only out of the ones that I actually got around to watching. There are a lot of movies from 2025 that I haven't gotten around to yet, movies that I have high hopes for. Movies like Eternity, like Hamnet, like Jay Kelly. And if I get around to watching all of these movies, then, ask me again in a month and my list of favorites might be very different. You can check out the full list on my Letterboxd page if you're interested in that sort of thing. My username is BlakeMP, but as for right now, this is the list of my totally biased, completely subjective favorite movies of 2025 as ranked by me. Actually, before we do that, just a couple of honorable mentions. Some movies that I liked but didn't quite make the top 5. These include things like Fantastic Four: First Steps, Mickey 17, Zootopia 2, The Naked Gun, Heart Eyes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. All good movies. All movies I enjoyed, but they didn't quite crack that top tier. Now, we're going to start the top 5 with my number 5 movie of the year, Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Michael B. Jordan plays a pair of twin brothers who are going back to their hometown in an attempt to escape their past by opening up a music hall. And then bad things happen. It's a horror movie technically, but it's also a period drama. It's even kind of a musical, and it's got some amazing performances. It's the kind of horror movie you show to people who don't like horror movies. Jordan is incredible as the two different twin brothers. Haley Steinfeld puts in a great supporting performance. I think this is probably my favorite Ryan Coogler movie. At number 4, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I am an unabashed fanboy of Guillermo del Toro, and Frankenstein, as you probably have noticed by now, is my favorite monster. So the marriage of these two made for a really wonderful film. Visually gorgeous, it's got fantastic performances. Oscar Isaac humanizes Victor Frankenstein in a way that few actors have. Jacob Elordi is incredible as the creature. Del Toro took more liberties with the story than I expected, especially in terms of Mia Goth's character compared to her counterpart of the novel. On the other hand, Christoph Waltz's character brings in a whole new element and a whole new dimension that's completely unique and works really, really well. And honestly, it's not like nobody's ever changed things around in the Frankenstein lore before. Number 3 for me was Mike Flanagan's The Life of Chuck. Flanagan, let's face it, is the king of king. This is the 3rd Stephen King movie he's adapted to the screen, and honestly, it's even better than Gerald's Game or Dr. Sleep. Now, unlike a lot of Flanagan's output, not to mention Stephen King's, this is not a horror movie. If I were to try to classify it as anything, I guess I would say it was a fantasy, but the truth is it really defies being labeled by any particular genre. It's so unique. The movie covers 3 episodes in the life of Chuck Krantz, played at various ages by Benjamin Pajak, Jacob Tremblay, and Tom Hiddleston. Of the 3 stages, only the beginning has anything in it that's even remotely scary. Act 2 is incredibly sweet, and the last act just puts everything into perspective beautifully. I don't know how else to describe this movie without giving stuff away, but it's definitely the kind of movie that people are going to watch and say, wait a minute, Stephen King wrote this? As for Flanagan, sir, if I could, I'd be giving you a blank check right now to do whatever you want with your Dark Tower adaptation. Clearly, he's the only man for the job. Coming in at number 2 is Rian Johnson's Wake Up Dead Man, the 3rd mystery starring Daniel Craig as Detective Benoit Blanc. Not quite as good as the original Knives Out, but better than Glass Onion. This time out, the murder mystery revolves around the death of a rather controversial clergyman and the innocent priest who stands accused of the crime. Craig is as good as ever. Josh Brolin does a great job as the particularly nasty Monsignor Wicks, and Josh O'Connor really proves himself as Father Judd. A few of the characters are a little too strawman for my tastes, but the mystery is structured perfectly. The resolution is amazing, and the cast is phenomenal. Glenn Close, Thomas Hayden Church, Kerry Washington, Jeremy Renner, Mila Kunis, Andrew Scott, Jeffrey Wright. I know I'm leaving people out, it's just that stacked. Anyway, the conclusion is fantastic, and in the end, the whole thing turns out to be sort of a surprising, affirming meditation on the power of faith. Now, if they can only get Benoit Blanc working with the Muppets next time. And finally, my favorite movie of 2025, try to act surprised, was, of course, James Gunn's Superman. Gunn took my favorite character, put together an amazing cast, a great story, and an optimistic start for a new DC universe. Nicholas Hoult and Rachel Brosnahan have leapfrogged over the competition to become my favorite Lex Luthor and Lois Lane. As for David Corenswet, man, I grew up with Christopher Reeve. I don't think anything will ever replace him in my heart, but David Corenswet is absolutely the Superman for this era. They made characters like Eddie Gathegy's Mr. Terrific into stars. Dog adoptions were boosted thanks to crypto. And honestly, it deserves the Oscar for best hair and makeup styling for Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner alone. Look, I never promised that this list was going to be shocking, just that I was going to tell you what my favorite movies of the year were. And again, once I've scratched a few more movies off of my to-watch list, it's entirely possible that this ranking might be different. And of course, share your favorites in the comments. Hey, did you guys know that I write books? Did you know that you can buy these books? Do you see where I'm going with this? So, Eddie, what was your favorite movie of the year?
Zootopia 2!
Zootopia 2. You heard it here, guys.